ثم من نطفة. Are you going to blaspheme against He who not only created you out of dust, He also created you from a drop of sperm. ثم سواك رجلا. And in the end, from dust and from that drop of sperm, He has fashioned you into this complete person, this human being. لكن هو الله ربي. But for me, that is your way. But for me, I know and I recognize and I submit to He who is Allah and who is my Rabb, the one who sustains me. وَلَا أُشْرِكُ بِرَبِّي أَحَدًا. And I will not commit this act of shirk, of turning away from Allah and letting someone else or something else take His place in my heart. وَلَوْلَا إِذْ دَخَلْتَ جَنَّتَكَ قُلْتَ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Alas, if only you had followed a different path. If only when you had entered your garden, you had behaved differently. And that is that you had said, MashaAllah. And so Sura El Kehf is reminding us, whatever Allah gives us that pleases us. Allah gave you a nice wife. She is faithful to you. The Messenger of Allah said that the world is filled with precious things. But the most precious thing of all is a virtuous woman. So every time you see this woman who is your wife and who is virtuous, you say, MashaAllah. Allah gave you a job, Allah gave you a house, Allah gave you so many things. Anytime you enjoy them, you turn to them, and you're using something that Allah gave to you. Sura El Kehf is saying to you, you must say, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. In uttering the words MashaAllah, you are protecting yourself from being corrupted by the dunya. MashaAllah. La quwwata illa billah. There is no power other than with Allah. In tyranny. Okay. Yes, look at me. Ana aqalla minka malan wa walada. Me are rich like you. Yeah, I poor. Me have all these people. Me have a big family. You have all these people around you. فَعَسَى رَبِّي أَن يُؤْتِيَنِي خَيْرًا مِنْ جَنَّتِكَ. But listen, if I remain faithful to my Lord in my heart, it is possible that He could give me something better than what you have. Now this statement here truly, truly, truly is golden for the heart of the poor and the oppressed in the world today, who have nothing. Yes, they live miserable, miserable, miserable lives. But your poverty should not lead you to turn away from Allah. Your destitution should not lead you to go worship other than Allah. No. If you remain patient in your distress, if you remain faithful to Allah despite your poverty, then the poor man is saying, remember that Allah could give me something better than what you have. عسى ربي أن يؤتيني خيرا من جنتي ويرسل عليها حسبانا من السماء فتصبح صعيدا زلقا أو يصبح ماؤها غورا فلن تستطيع له طلبا. Not only can Allah give me better than what you have, you arrogant so-called somebody, but let me tell you something else. Allah can destroy what you have. He could take away everything that you have. He can let loose a husban, a thunderbolt coming out of the heavens, which can destroy everything that you have. And then your garden, when it is destroyed, would become a heap of barren dust. Or Allah can take away the water. The river will run dry. You no longer have any water to irrigate. And so your gardens will be destroyed. And you will never be able to recover it. So said, so done. وأحيط بثمره فأصبح يقلب كفيه على ما أنفق فيها وهي خاوية على عروشها ويقول يا ليتني لم أشرك بربي أحدا. This is verse number 42. So said, so done. Allah responded, and Allah destroyed his gardens. The surah is saying to us that those who today control the world and control the wealth of the world, they buy $100,000 motor cars as though there's only toys they buy. They travel first class, permanent first class tickets. They're living it up and flying high. They are wealthy, but they do not recognize Allah as the source of wealth and do not spend of the wealth in the manner that Allah has ordained. So whether the wealth is halal or haram, the wealth has corrupted them. And so the gardens are destroyed. And when the gardens were destroyed, this wealthy man is now to be seen wringing his hands, lamenting all that he had invested in his gardens, and which are all now lying waste. All the gardens have caved in because the water has dried up. And when this occurred, then he woke up from his dream world, from his fantasy. Now he realized, when it is too late, after Allah's punishment has come, now he realizes. And he says, Ya laytani, woe unto me, Ya laytani, lam ushrik bi rabbi ahada. Woe unto me, would that I had not committed this act of shirk. And so shirk is not just worshipping an idol. Shirk is having something else or someone else replace Allah in your heart, as that which is supreme in your heart. وَلَمْ تَكُنْ لَهُ فِئَةٌ يَنْصُرُونَهُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ وَمَا كَانَ مُنْتَصِرًا. He had no one to help him other than Allah, and he could not himself assist himself in his state. So he is helpless, and he is without the wealth that he had. He is now been reduced to poverty because of Allah's punishment of it. هُنَالِكَ الْوَلَايَةُ لِلَّهِ الْحَقِّ. And so Surah Al Kehf now reminds mankind of this lesson. Al-walaya, wali, awliya, the friend who protects. The friend who protects. هُنَالِكَ الْوَلَايَةُ لِلَّهِ الْحَقِّ. All protective alliances, all protective friendship, all protective power belongs to Allah alone. Al-Haq, the true one. هُوَ خَيْرٌ ثَوَابًا وَخَيْرٌ عُقْبًا. He is the best to reward, and He is the best to determine what is to be. وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Now let us teach them a lesson about the life of this dunya. Dunya se dil laga kar, dunya se kya milega. Let us teach them a lesson about the life of the dunya. وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا كَمَاءٍ. The lesson is that the life of this world is like water. Yes, look at water and you'll understand the life of this world. وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. We send down the water from the skies. فَاخْتَلَطَ بِهِ نَبَاتُ الْأَرْضِ. And when the water soaks into the earth, it is absorbed by the earth. Then all the shrubs and the plants and the greenery will come out. فَأَصْبَحَ هَشِيمًا. فَأَصْبَحَ هَشِيمًا. But do you notice that after some time the green earth turns to brown? Do you notice that all the plants and trees and shrubs eventually turn into dry stubble? Look around you and you'll see it. And as you see the green plants turn to dry stubble, that is the life of this world. فَأَصْبَحَ هَشِيمًا تَزْرُوهُ الرِّيَاحُ. And when the plants and the shrubs turn to dry stubble, don't you see that the wind blow them all over the place? تَزْرُوهُ الرِّيَاحُ. The wind blowing these plants and trees and dry grass all over the place. That is the life of this world. تَزْرُوهُ الرِّيَاحُ. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُقْتَدِرًا. And Allah alone who determines all things. Now comes yet another startling ayah of this surah. The first one was وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ, let your heart be content. That was number 28. Now comes another one in number 46. I mean, these verses stand out. What does 46 say? Al-malu wal-banun. Al-malu wal-banun zinatul hayati dunya. Wal-baqiyatu salihatu khayrun inda rabbika thawaban wa khayrun amala. Wealth and family. Yes, these are the jewelry These are the adornments of this dunya, this hayatul dunya. But remember that good deeds, the fruit of the good deeds endure forever. The green grass will turn to brown. The trees and the shrubs will become dry.